Off the coast of Somalia, 6:20 a.m. The Indian Ocean was calm, too calm, the kind of silence that comes before chaos. Then the engines roared. 5 pirate skiffs tore through the water at 47 knots. 60 Somali gunmen, AK-47s, RPG-7 launchers, PK machine guns, all aimed at one target, the MV Redwood Star, a $275 million American-flagged cargo ship carrying high-tech industrial equipment to Southeast Asia. 30 crew members aboard, Americans, Filipinos, all about to face a nightmare. The pirates opened fire, over 550 rounds in 3 minutes. Bullets shredded the deck, rocket-propelled grenades slammed into steel. The ship trembled under the assault. The crew returned fire, handguns, aging rifles, but they were outgunned. One sailor took a bullet to the shoulder. Another barely dodged death as a PK round tore through a wooden pallet inches from his head. The captain's voice cracked over the intercom. "Retreat, now!" The crew abandoned their positions, dragged the wounded below, sealed themselves in a fortified stronghold. Steel walls, emergency oxygen, a flashing satellite beacon. Above them, the pirates swarmed the deck, victory shouts, boot stomps. They thought they'd won. But 415 nautical miles away, an American aircraft carrier received a message. Mayday, crew secure, awaiting justice. The pirates had no idea what was coming. If you want to see how America responds when its people are threatened, hit like now. The USS Independence, a massive floating fortress slicing through international waters. When the distress signal hit the bridge, the admiral didn't hesitate. 7 minutes. That's all it took to mobilize a lethal response. MH-60 Seahawk helicopters launched first. Door-mounted GAU-17 miniguns, 3,000 rounds per minute. They screamed toward the Redwood Star's position. Behind them, Apache attack helicopters, Hydra missiles, 30mm chain guns, ready to obliterate anything that moved. But the real hammer was coming. 4 Black Hawk helicopters, 60 Navy SEALs and Marines, body armor, night vision, M4 rifles. Their mission was simple: secure the deck, neutralize the pirates, rescue the crew. No delays, no mercy. In the carrier's Combat Information Center, operators tracked live infrared feeds from drones circling above the cargo ship. Heat signatures flared inside the stronghold. The crew was alive, but the pirates were closing in on the door. A young officer leaned forward. "They're trying to breach, sir." The admiral's face hardened. "Deploy all forces. Those are our people." The helicopters surged off the deck, low over the waves, racing against time. Aboard the lead Black Hawk, the SEAL team leader gripped his rifle, checked his radio. 30 trapped sailors were counting on them. Nothing would stop him from bringing them home. Comment SEALs below if you believe in American military power. 7:12 a.m. The first Seahawk appeared above the Redwood Star. Below, chaos. Pirates kicked down doors, fired bursts toward the superstructure, desperate to breach the stronghold. The Seahawk dove. Its gunners unleashed hell. 7.62mm rounds from dual GAU-17 miniguns tore through the air. 2,000 bullets in under a minute, steel crates shredded, makeshift barriers disintegrated. The pirates scattered. Some ducked behind winches, others crawled across the deck, clutching weapons, gasping for breath. Then the Apaches arrived, silent executioners hovering above. One pirate sprinted into the open. The 30mm chain gun found him instantly. His body flew backward in a red mist. Another group tried to regroup near the starboard crane. An Apache's Hydra rocket obliterated their position. Twisted steel rained down in a deadly shower. The real storm hit next. 4 Black Hawks thundered overhead, rotors slicing the air. Ropes dropped. 60 SEALs and Marines descended in coordinated waves. Within seconds, they were in combat formation, weapons sweeping, voices sharp through headsets. The pirates tried to fight back, fired desperate bursts from behind cargo stacks. The SEALs countered with precision, controlled bursts. Each one found its mark. Chest shots, headshots. One pirate raised an RPG at the railing, 2 shots to the chest before he could aim. He collapsed. Another tried to flank an American soldier, cut down instantly by an M4 burst. 6 minutes. That's all it took. 14 pirates lay dead, blood pooling on the deck. Another 14 knelt, hands on heads, eyes wide with terror, weapons discarded. The SEAL team leader's voice crackled over the radio. Deck secured, no casualties, preparing to breach. It was swift, merciless, overwhelming. The pirates relied on boldness and firepower. The Americans relied on training, coordination, and discipline. In less than 10 minutes, the Redwood Star was retaken. The once feared Somali pirates were reduced to corpses and trembling prisoners. Type yes if you think this is how America should handle pirates. 8:30 a.m. The captured pirates knelt on the deck of the USS Independence, hands bound, faces pale. Under the scorching sun, 2 Navy interrogators went to work, a translator, an intelligence officer. 25 minutes, that's all it took to break them. They revealed everything: the exact GPS coordinates of their coastal base, a cluster of shacks, a fuel depot, an arms cache, nestled in a rocky cove 28 miles from the beach. The admiral didn't waste time. Orders shot through the Combat Information Center. 4 MQ-9 Reaper drones were rerouted, each armed with Hellfire missiles and GBU-12 laser-guided bombs. Satellite scans confirmed heat signatures: 45 to 50 gunmen, several trucks, concealed fuel tanks, ammunition caches. 9:04 a.m. The first drone struck. A Hellfire missile streaked toward the target at nearly 1,000 miles per hour. It slammed into the largest tent. The explosion ripped through the camp. Fireball, debris, 60 meters into the air. Secondary blasts followed instantly. The ammunition cache detonated in a chain reaction. The pirate base became a fiery graveyard. The Reapers unleashed more bombs. Smaller shacks, machine gun trucks, moored boats, all erupted in violent explosions. A bomb hit the concealed RPG cache. A colossal explosion sent charred debris flying half a mile. 10:12 a.m. The pirate stronghold was nothing but smoking craters. Navy analysts estimated over 85% of the pirates' fighting force and equipment had been obliterated. In less than 10 minutes, not a single American aircraft came within rifle range. All were remotely piloted, striking with lethal precision. A SEAL muttered, eyes on the drone's live feed. They'll think twice before targeting another American ship. Another nodded. Black columns of burning diesel smoke churned upward, darkening the sky. No prolonged gunfights. No American lives at risk, just overwhelming reach, technology, resolve. The pirates who had terrorized these waters saw their empire destroyed in minutes. A message carved in fire and steel on the Somali coast. Everyone would know who ruled the seas. If this makes you proud to be American, comment "proud" below. The destruction sent shockwaves along the Somali coast. Within hours, intercepted radio signals revealed panic. Pirate gangs that once boasted of seizing American ships now scrambled. Boats dragged ashore, engines dismantled, fuel tanks buried. They had just witnessed an entire complex vanish, along with its people and assets, in less than 10 minutes. Without a single American boot ever touching their sand. Satellite imagery over the next 72 hours confirmed it. Pirate harbors once bustling with activity now stood deserted, docks abandoned, suspicious vessels steering clear of trade routes. Where the Indian Ocean had once been teeming with small pirate crews hunting for ransom, now only vast, unhindered waters remained. The decline was so abrupt that global shipping insurance companies flagged it in their risk bulletins within days. Meanwhile, the USS Independence remained stationed, carrier strike group rotating Seahawk patrols, drone reconnaissance flights. The mere sight of an American warship passing by was enough, or a drone silhouette in the sky. The remaining pirate vessels fled in panic. They knew what would come next: satellites overhead, reapers circling out of sight, and if necessary, a rain of steel they couldn't see or escape. A retired admiral speaking to naval strategists in Norfolk summed it up perfectly. No need for months of costly escorts. One decisive, unhesitating strike reestablishes the rules. From now on, pirates no longer calculated ransoms. They calculated how fast they could flee. Share this video so more people understand American military power. For the 30 crew members of the Redwood Star, the nightmare had ended. Stepping out of the safe room, breathing fresh air on the deck, it was more than survival. It was a testament to America's promise. When they called for help, it came, without hesitation, without bureaucracy, delivered with the full might of a superpower, executed with unmatched precision. Rumors of the raid spread across the region faster than the wind. Pirates hastily dragged boats ashore, families fled from notorious coastal hideouts, grizzled smuggling bosses fell eerily silent. Insurance premiums for merchant ships dropped for the first time in years. In just a few decisive hours, more was achieved than months of diplomatic warnings and half-hearted patrols. This campaign was not just a rescue, it was a clear signal, written in steel, in the air, on the sea. Anyone who threatens the lives or livelihoods of Americans will face not just war, but annihilation. It is a doctrine that has stood since the time of the nation's first warships, and it endures today, carried out by jets, drones, SEALs, and the unyielding commitment of the United States Navy. Comment America if you believe this is the right way to protect our people. The lesson from the MV Redwood Star is clear. Preparation and swift response can turn the tide against the greatest threats. The crew, despite facing overwhelming firepower, resolutely withdrew into the sturdy stronghold, sent a timely distress signal. The U.S. Navy demonstrated that superior technological power and unwavering discipline can neutralize a threat in mere minutes, safeguarding lives, sending a resounding deterrent message. This wasn't just about one ship. It was about every American vessel sailing international waters, every crew member who depends on their country to protect them. The pirates learned a brutal lesson that day. Threatening Americans is not a gamble, it's a guarantee of destruction. But here's what most people don't realize. This raid wasn't an isolated incident. It was part of a larger strategy, a message sent to every criminal organization operating in international waters. The U.S. Navy doesn't just respond to threats, it eliminates them at the source. The Somali pirates had terrorized shipping lanes for years. They had hijacked dozens of vessels, held crews for ransom, killed innocent sailors. And for years, the international community tried negotiations, sanctions, diplomatic pressure. None of it worked. It took one morning, one carrier strike group, one decisive American response, and the entire pirate network collapsed. Hit like if you believe America should never negotiate with terrorists. Let's talk about what happened next. The 14 captured pirates were transferred to U.S. custody. They faced federal charges under international maritime law: piracy, attempted murder, hostage-taking. Each charge carried a minimum sentence of 20 years. But the real impact wasn't in the courtroom, it was on the water. Shipping companies that had avoided the region for years began rerouting vessels through Somali waters. Insurance premiums dropped by 40% within 6 months. The U.S. Navy established a rotating presence in the region: drones, patrols, intelligence operations. And the pirates? They vanished. Not because they were all arrested, but because they knew the cost of attacking an American ship. It wasn't worth it. One survivor from the pirate base later told a regional journalist, "We thought Americans would negotiate. We thought they would pay. We were wrong." He wasn't wrong about one thing, though. Americans don't negotiate with pirates. They eliminate them. The MV Redwood Star continued its journey to Southeast Asia, delivered its cargo on schedule. The crew returned home to their families. For them, the nightmare was over. But for the U.S. Navy, the mission continues. Every day, American warships patrol international waters, protecting merchant vessels, securing trade routes, ensuring that no sailor ever has to face what the Redwood Star crew faced, alone. Type Navy if you support our sailors protecting global trade. There's a bigger picture here. This raid wasn't just about Somali pirates, it was about a principle. The principle that American lives are non-negotiable. Whether it's a cargo ship off the coast of Somalia, an embassy in a hostile nation, or a single American citizen held hostage, the United States will respond. Not with half measures, not with empty threats, with overwhelming force, precision, and an unwavering commitment to bring its people home. This is what separates America from the rest of the world. Other nations might debate, negotiate, hesitate. America acts. The USS Independence didn't wait for UN approval. It didn't consult with regional governments. It didn't hold press conferences. It launched helicopters, deployed SEALs, eliminated the threat, and saved 30 lives. That's the American way. Some critics called it excessive. They said the US overreacted, that the pirates were just desperate criminals trying to survive. But here's what those critics don't understand. The moment those pirates opened fire on an American ship, they declared war. And in war, there are no second chances. The US Navy gave them one opportunity to surrender. They chose to fight, and they paid the price. If you believe America should always protect its citizens, comment "protect" below. Let's talk about the technology. The MQ-9 Reaper drones, the Hellfire missiles, the satellite surveillance. This wasn't just brute force, it was precision warfare. Every strike was calculated, every target was confirmed, every missile hit exactly where it was supposed to. No collateral damage, no civilian casualties, just surgical elimination of a terrorist threat. That's the difference between American military power and everyone else. Other nations rely on quantity, America relies on quality. One Reaper drone can do the work of an entire battalion. One Hellfire missile can take out a target from miles away without putting a single American soldier at risk. That's not just technology, that's innovation, strategy, superiority. The Somali pirates had numbers, they had weapons, they had experience, but they didn't have drones, they didn't have Apaches, they didn't have SEALs, and that made all the difference. The US military doesn't just win battles, it dominates them. This is what happens when you invest in your military, when you prioritize defense, when you refuse to compromise on national security. You get results. 30 saved lives, a destroyed pirate network, a message sent to every criminal organization in the world. Don't mess with America. Share this so more people see what real military power looks like. Here's the part most people miss. This operation cost millions of dollars. The fuel, the missiles, the personnel, the drones. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Because it's not about the money, it's about the message. If America had negotiated, what would that have taught the pirates? That hostages are profitable? That American ships are easy targets? Instead, America taught them a different lesson. Attack us and we'll erase you. That message resonates far beyond Somalia. It resonates in Iran, in North Korea, in every hostile nation that thinks about threatening American interests. They know what happened to the Somali pirates. They know what will happen to them. The USS Independence didn't just save 30 sailors. It protected every American traveling abroad, every ship sailing international waters, every citizen counting on their country to defend them. That's the value of decisive action. That's the value of American military power, and that's why this story matters. It's not just about one raid, it's about a commitment, a promise. No matter where you are, no matter what danger you face, America will come for you. Hit like if you believe America should always put its citizens first. So what's next? The U.S. Navy continues its operations in the region. Enhanced patrols, intelligence gathering, rapid response capabilities. The pirates that survived are in hiding. They know better than to test American resolve again. But threats don't disappear, they evolve. New criminal organizations will rise, new dangers will emerge, and when they do, America will be ready, with carriers, with SEALs, with drones, with whatever it takes. Because that's what America does. It protects its people, it defends its interests, it refuses to back down. The MV Redwood Star is back at sea, delivering cargo, supporting global trade. The crew is safe, the pirates are gone, justice was served. But the fight continues. Every day, American forces stand ready, watching, waiting, prepared to respond, so that no American ever has to face danger alone. If this story moved you, hit like now. Comment justice if you believe America did the right thing. Subscribe so you don't miss what happens next, and share this video so more people understand what American military power really means. Because this is only the beginning. The world is watching, and America is ready.